Great, so James is going to work with us on the return of serve here. We know that the slice serve out wide is becoming a really effective serve. So as with all effective weapons, we need to sort of find an antidote. And James here want to help him get really good. And he's going to have to face those wide serves. So we're going to check things like just his footwork and make sure that he's getting out to this ball in a position to at least get back into the point and stop the server from being able to have their way with them, because the server's trying to obviously put the ball out wide and then do some damage. If they haven't done it with the serve, they're going to do it on ball 3 on their next shot. So I'm going to show James here how to find some sort of antidote and solution to dealing with this serve. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so we want to mimic here. It's all about the returner. I want to put him in a position where we sort of mimic the return of this wide serve. So I'm just going to position myself here again. I can pretty much put, it doesn't matter where the ball lands, I can pretty much put James out wide of the court and see his response and see his reaction. So can have a look at him, see how he does first of all. Ready, mate? Let's go. Out there, here you go. Yeah, so that's the return there. Okay, and then get back to where you would return in a match. Where would you return after that shot? That's more like it. Well done. And hold the racket properly. That's it. Back we go again. 3 more returns. What do you do on that one there? You try to counter-attack down the line and push back. Well done. Well done. Let's have a little look on this one here. That one. Well done. Good work. And one more. Just have a little look. Little higher one there. That is no one. And we're back. Well done. Yeah, hold the racket. Hold the racket as you would. Great job. Okay, James, so I've seen you hit a few there. Slightly varying positions. I sort of had you all the way out here, didn't we? Had you all the way out here. And you probably felt by that the intention of your shot changes depending on just subtle differences. I mean, if you're here, we can counter-attack cross-court, and that's where you notice that I did this sort of rotation here. I can turn on contact because the ball, I can let the ball come into this line here and then just turn on contact. I don't need to take a massive swing. I can generate the momentum from my body. The ball hasn't really pulled me too far out wide, so I'm still in touch with my body. So I can split step here, can split step, and I can sort of like turn and hit there and push back, and potentially I could be in an advantageous position because I want to teach the server a lesson like, don't serve just half a meter away from me, you're going to get hurt. But of course, as the serve went a little bit wider, then the effectiveness of the server increases, and we get more of a situation where we're split stepping forward, and then we've got a step, might even have another step and a bit more of a lunge. And I'm forced into using my arm, and you sort of must have felt that. The further the ball goes away, it's tough to get your whole body outside the line of the ball. So you're behind it, so you find yourself much more here. And we see guys like Novak, and we see Alcaraz, and we see Andy Murray kind of using more of the arm action and this cracking of the lower arm to generate some speed to get the ball back in. Now that also affects where I'm going to put the ball, because from here I feel like I'm in a fairly sort of neutral, slightly disadvantaged position, but nothing crazy. But the more you put me further away, I've got to think about trajectory, and the more I finish above my head steeper, the more I can put that height and spin on the ball, but the height will give me time to get back into the court. So it's very important for the up-and-coming ITF player, prospect, to sort of recognize which ball is coming at them, and then subsequently which their options are. So you don't want to get greedy, but we don't want to sort of underplay ourselves either. If the ball's sitting in here, we can go after it, and more so we can go after it, but you still want to get a lot of balls in court. So we can go after it with body speed, but we can hit the center of the court to give us that big margin. So what I want to look at here is, A, can you recognize the ball that you're getting? And B, when you do get out wide, can you get this action here? You're starting a little bit near it and you want to accelerate just as you touch the ball. A bit like you're hitting a fast topspin lob and you've been put under pressure here. It's that lob, that high ball, give yourself time to then get your butt back in the court and hopefully able to pursue the rest of the point in some sort of relatively okay position. because that is a very, very effective serve. But look, we're trying to find the antidote. So we've got this split, this step, this push and turn. So we've got this split, this step, this push and turn. So we've got this split, this step, this push and turn. And then I can land on this outside leg here and then cross and run back to the middle and get back into position. Now that was quite a good serve. The one that we're really struggling with, it's going to be tough, is when you get pushed out wide. So you split, you've seen that ball, it's really, really sliding out wide. So we're going to have to run. We're going to have to run after that. So we go out with the outside leg, we go out again, and then we jump and we pull that racket up the back of the ball just to give us that extra time. And then you're literally running back into play and split stepping and hoping to get a play. So you can just see the subtle differences in footwork based on the space that I'm being asked to cover. And this buggy whip style or this turning on contact. And that's what we're now going to ask James to see if he can recognize the ball.